Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Wellness with Pau, where we gather together, listen to each other, and talk about how we can live a cosmic life. And a cosmic life is this life that is one with the universe, one with the cosmos, because we are, I believe, cosmic beings. And even if we have this physical self in our own world, in our own universe, we can have a cosmic life. Today's topic is a personal sharing from me around routines that I take personally so I can benefit from a cosmic life. And a lot of these are very practical, at least from my perspective. And if it resonates with you, try them. You don't have to try everything. You can just pick the ones that truly feel true to you and feel like something doable to you, and experience the magic of it. I'm going to be going through the stage during the day, like when I wake up, when I go about my day, and when I am going to bed. So those are the three main stages, right? So you wake up, you go about your day, and then before you literally or physically end the day by going to sleep. When I wake up, my first thoughts are always about envisioning my day. It's actually like also going through what emotions I have at that moment and how do I feel about those emotions. How do I imagine my day? And it's making sure that when I go through that envisioning exercise or just kind of imagining how the day is going to flow, I make sure that I pick up the ones that would need reprogramming. So if there are thoughts or visions that don't feel my truth or don't feel empowering, I try to reprogram them by imagining how would I want it to be better than what I initially envisioned. So that's kind of like, just reprogramming. I also do a lot of gratitude, and kind of like it's hard to explain because when I'm thinking, like I'm still laying in bed, actually I'm not getting out of the bed right away. I'm still laying in bed, my eyes could be closed or my eyes are open in the dark, and then I am kind of just feeling that gratitude and finding things to be grateful for, even if it's just small things. Like small things for people are like the breathing, the life, the bed, the pillow. It doesn't have to be very big and complicated. So I just say, wow, thank you for my life. Oh, this blanket really feels good. Thank you for just this life, and thank you for this thought, and thank you for being me, and thank you for my family. Or I look to my husband, or I think about my son, and I think about the work, and I think about how the day is going to be, and I focus a lot of gratitude energy to that. I also talk to my higher self a lot. I imagine that here's me in my body, and there's this soul. Some people call it soul, I call it my higher self, and it's just there. It's there with me all the time, all moments of the day, all of the moments of my waking moments. And I talk to that higher self a lot. Like I ask questions, I ask guidance, I kind of converse with my higher self as if it's me, but with the more wisdom and knowing that my physical self do not know, yet as I walk in this physical realm. And I get answers, and I sometimes have a discussion, and I argue, or I get the blessings and I ask for blessings. So there's just so many things I talk to myself about. And what it does is it builds this relationship with my higher self when it comes to intuition and trust, and then just knowing that my higher self is carrying me throughout the day. I really listen to my thoughts a lot. And the thoughts could be a combination of empowering thoughts and thoughts that still have some fear in them, or thoughts that lack confidence. So there is that interplay of different thoughts, and as the thoughts come through, you get the emotion, that's your initial reaction to those thoughts, and then the feelings are like how you purposely react to those emotions that you're feeling. Okay, so now you're probably thinking at this point, how long do I do that? And it could sound like a long time, but it isn't really a long time for me, because I don't know if you can resonate with this. When you are thinking, do you think with voices in your head? Do you wait for the voices or the voice to take turns in talking? It's not that, right? So thought is like a formless energy that is going in your mind. So it could be, there's so many thoughts or conversations happening in your mind, but it is nothing like what we have conversations when you're awake with someone in front of you, where you take turns and then you wait for the sentence to finish. It's nothing like that, in my experience at least. So I can do this waking up routine, sort of meditative, connecting to my higher purpose and preparing my bed and psyching myself in maybe 2 minutes, in 3 minutes, in 5 minutes. And really, the most important outcome of this exercise, when I do these things, talking to myself, aligning, envisioning my day, kind of doing an inventory of what kind of thoughts and emotions and feelings am I starting with as I become more conscious for my waking moments, is really, before getting out of bed, before I leave that bed, is making sure I have this power energy around me. It's really building up that energy field where that energy is the one that I'm going to carry out throughout the day, no matter what is happening around me. So it's like forming a bubble of energies that will serve me well as I go through my day. I will do my best to not get out of that bed feeling down. I will focus on making sure that when I get out of my bed, I am pumped with gratitude, with excitement, with inspiration. And it is not based on what I have. It is based on this inner universe in me. It is based on what is that inner cosmic life in me. And it's really fueling that and making sure that is power and that is consistent. And imagine you, Iron Man, with your mech attire, and you've got this power heart. It's that your heart chakra, your heart, is this fuel, ever burning flame and spark in you that's powered with this energies of love, gratitude, happiness, joy, peace, wealth, health, whatever you want to focus on that day. Okay, so before I get out of bed, I make sure that I've got that bubble with me. Whether, for me, it's more of I call it my field. What is my field? What is my vibrating field? You can call it your aura. How do you empower your aura? Or you can imagine yourself in a bubble. Or me, sometimes I imagine myself in a bubble. Or me, sometimes I imagine myself as a person with this vibrating energy field that could be my form, or it could be a diameter, like maybe many feet away from my heart. And that's what I bring in, and that's what I want to make sure is solid before I get out of bed. Now, the moment I get up, this is constant for me. It's really just gratitude, 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 gratitude. Finding things to be thankful for. And regardless what is happening around me, the physical things that are happening around me, the voices that I hear, the people that I see, it's just really that self-awareness that you sense in yourself, and then you're being very intentional that you are focusing on the greatness of this life. And when you feel that there's shortness of the physical things around you there, that's when your inner cosmos, your inner universe is coming in handy, because you're drawing from that energy. Okay, and the more you do this, is the more you kind of like become this proactively self-filtrating energies, right? So it's like in your inner world, you've got this very good buckets of energy that you know is going to power you, and then when you get up and you start living your physical world, your life, your physical self, you're getting into your car, you're going to go and drive, and you know that possibly, just like me, you will have at least an hour drive, you will have traffic, you will have jams, and while you're in the car, you'll be getting emails. Despite that, those energies that will come from the physical around you, which energy is more powerful than that? And that is your inner energy. Okay. And then when I'm going about my day, I talk to you a little bit about this energy field that I know I have to form before I get out of bed. It's me deciding, what am I walking with today? What kind of energy field am I walking with today? And when I say decide, again, it's not like a cumbersome task of deciding what I'm going to be. It's really what my heart is telling me and how I feel that day. So there are days where I feel like I'm a walking love. That's an example. I am just like in my inner universe. You may see me walking normally, but in my inner universe, I'm trotting and I feel like I'm love. And that energy that emits in me sometimes drives what I wear and how I speak and how I smile. And regardless what's happening in me, I feel like I'm this bubble of love and I'm a walking love. And sometimes when I talk to people, that's how they feel when they talk to me. Are you a walking light? Are you a walking hope, inspiration? How do you talk? How do you do that despite the whatever is happening around you, whoever is talking to you, whatever that field is whatever these incoming energies of the physical realm coming to you? So there are really lots of ways to decide that and figure out intentionally how you're going to walk with that. Like, that's key for me. I cannot go and get out of my bed and go on with my day without thinking in that way. Lots of us could be, before you get to the stage of intentionally setting your day, you may be just like a zombie where you'll be walking and you're just directed with the energies of the things that are happening to you. And I think that's where the expressions of you react versus you respond come from, is if you don't have an intent or kind of like a purposeful movement of yourself during the day, you kind of just react to what happens to you. And again, I want this to also be something where it's tied to synchronicity. So I'm not saying I'm planning my day to be a walking love. I'm just saying I am going with this day with the energy of love, but I'm still allowing spontaneity and synchronicities to happen to me. But no matter what that is, what that leading is, or what is going on, the love energy, the field energy of love or inspiration and hope and positivity is constant, is consistent. So as you go about the day, and me, as I go about my day, I'm very being intentional of who I am as I walk that day. And I remember what kind of energy I am. And as humans, as physical beings, I know for me, if I forget that, I can be influenced by the negative emotions of the day or the negative turn of events. But if I am intentional of that energy and really live in that energy, it's a lot harder for the physical events, circumstances to get to destroy my inner world, because my inner cosmic world is mine. I have control of that. It's, I always remember and remind myself, you're a universe in yourself, okay? And no one else could mess that universe, because that universe is yours, okay? I also remember that whatever energy field I'm carrying or I'm walking with is the energy and magic that I spread. Because I'm energy, I'm magic. And every time I move, every time I move my hand and I walk, there's this I call my pixie dust that I'm spreading everywhere. And what better way you could spread your magic if than making sure you are filled with magic, right? And that magic is love, a magic of love, or love, a magic of forgiveness, magic of inspiration, a magic of being brave, a magic of resilience, a magic of never giving up, whatever that is. And sometimes you can figure that out, and you can feel that by waking up and say, okay, God, how do you want me to serve you today? Or who am I serving today? How can I live my purpose today? And sometimes that's where the answer comes from. So follow your heart as you go along the day. And sometimes your energy field changes. Imagine if you're kind of just like changing outfits of energies during the day, an outfit of love and an outfit of hope and an outfit of you go girl and an outfit of empowerment. You kind of just change that color. It could be a rainbow color outfit of energy during that day, or you're sticking to one specific color during the day because that is the calling, that is the purpose that your heart is telling you to wear. And then the next one is really throughout the day is this intentional connecting to purpose. Oh, that's a heavy word, right? Connecting to purpose. And for me, there's a lot of ways to connect to purpose. And I alluded to that in the start of the day. It's really talking to my higher self. And it is setting the intention. And I don't overcomplicate this. I just remind myself, like when I'm doing something, and especially in those moments when that something that I'm doing in this physical world is a little bit not aligned with my inner world, with my inner cosmos, is I set an intention. Okay, as I go to this meeting and I know my physical self feels like I don't feel like being in this meeting, is I set the intent. I will go to this meeting and I'll be learning, I'll be listening, and I will serve my purpose as much as I can. That's how you can connect to your purpose. As I eat my meal, of course, I always bless the food that I eat. And lately, I have been really minimizing going to drive-thrus and fast food and always cooking my food, because I have really remembered, I have reawakened that when I'm preparing my own food and when I'm cooking the food that I'm going to give to my husband and my son and my dog and the people that I love, whenever I prepare it, I know I'm preparing it with love and I'm putting my pixie dust magic into it. So it's more of a very energized, divine food rather than something that I just get from a drive-thru. So both are nourishing, but something that I cook or my husband cooked, or something that is more personally prepared, comes with the energy of love and light and happiness and gratitude, because there's intention there as you give it to the people that you love. So I'm really going back to that essential way of eating, where a lot of the food that I'm eating is personally prepared rather than prepared by someone else. There's a lot of things that you do during the day. You're walking, you're drinking water, whatever you're drinking, you're eating food, and setting that intention. Okay, and that's another way of connecting to your purpose. When I drink water, I bless the water. I think I really truly believe water is a portal to greatness. Water is carrying the energy, the magic to whatever you want to manifest in your physical reality that is so empowering and so magical. And so I bless my water, because I know as I drink that water, it's going to penetrate my insides and going to be part of my molecules and atoms and genes and blood and all of that. And just knowing that a blessed water is going through me is just amazing for me. Okay, so Connecting to purpose. Another way is sometimes I get inspired to script and write my thoughts and my affirmations. Sometimes I get inspired to meditate quietly, or I get inspired to pick up a book and flip a page and or reread a page that I bookmarked. There is a lot of ways to connect to your purpose during the day. One common way for me is connecting with nature, and it doesn't have to be elaborate. I can just go out wherever I am, whether I'm at work, I'm at home, just get out of the building, get out of the house, and just experience air and sun and the clouds, and then just looking. That's already like healing right there, connecting to your purpose and acknowledging your oneness with this unseen energies that are part of you, part of cosmos. And now we're gonna go into the end of our day, and by this time you're possibly physically tired. But one thing for me is I may be physically tired, but I am emotionally fulfilled. I feel like, in my own simple way, I have lived a fulfilling day, a fulfilling life. And that's where I think of this when I'm brushing my teeth and washing my face. It's still a very intentional talking to myself and being grateful and just thinking all these things and thinking about what I want more to do, what I want to have more of, what are the things that I could have done differently. It's just this constant part of me, even if I do all of these routines and retire my day. So I'm going to describe to you, the moment I lay down in bed is where I am right now is I make sure that the thoughts that I sleep with are no longer thoughts of going back on what has occurred that no longer serve me. These are thoughts that I come in. It's like I make sure that the ending thoughts are still of empowering thoughts, inspiring thoughts, thoughts of abundance, thoughts of dreams, and thoughts of the things that I want to be, do, have. Because that's what I want to be retiring with. And I know that what I end with as I fall asleep is going to be my starting point the following day. So as I lay, I focus on those thoughts and emotions and feelings that empower me. I go through my day, I talk to my higher self, I ask guidance, I thank my higher self, I do gratitude. And again, this is not an elaborate process of conversation and discussion like we do in a physical world. You can do this in less than 5 minutes because it's thought energy, it's thought form. And lately I've been using the mala beads. I've got the 108 mala beads. You can use your rosary if you're Christian, Catholic, you have rosary. But in my mala beads, I go through my mala beads sometimes 3 or 4 times, or sometimes depending on how I am physically exhausted, I could go through it once. But for each bead, I say my affirmations, I say my gratitude. It used to be that I would say the same affirmation for the entire 108 beads, and then another affirmation for the entire 108. So sometimes I go through cycle of the beads 5, 6, 7 times until I feel like I am prepared to go to sleep. Now I had the inspiration where my higher self is telling me as to go through the beads and just go through with what your heart is telling you. So it's a combination of affirmation, gratitude, and gratitude for things that I already have, for things that I still want to have but pretend that I already have them, and affirmations of things and feelings and persona that I want to be. So it's just all combination of that, and I keep doing it and doing it and doing it until I really fall asleep. And when I know that I'm like, okay, there's no more physical energy, I put my mala beads away and then I fall asleep. So there you have it. In about 25 minutes, I have shared with you my routine for living a cosmic life. So thank you for tuning in to my podcast and episode today. Let me know what you think. One step closer to living your cosmic life, and may you all be well. I'm blessing you with this cosmic energy, and thank you once again for being with me with Wellness with Pau.